these games. I don't wanna go, cause your love is what I want, babe. You know that I wanna stay this way forever.
I think family court is biased against men. In my experience of handling these cases all over New York State for plus 20 years, what I've seen is they don't usually get a break with child support. When it comes to custody and visitation, if they want to prove they're the best dad in the world, they need to really prove it. And with spousal support, a lot of times, if the wife is the moneyed spouse making a boatload more money, the judges will tell you, I don't care, I'm not giving him spousal support. Yet if the roles were reversed, it would be exactly the opposite. Just not fair. There's nothing in the law to say that anything is gender specific. It should be an equal playing field. It's getting better. It's better than it used to be 20 years ago, but it's still biased.
Hello, and welcome back to the Relationship Report. Today, we delve into a serious subject that is affecting many men's lives across the globe, especially in the Western countries. We're talking about marriage in the modern era and how it's not always the fairy tale ending we're led to believe.
And the worst thing is that I was homeless, living out of my car for about 6-7 months.
Damn.
I talked to a lot of guys who are homeless. A lot of them got fucking creamed into either with child support with a baby mama or in divorce, and then they just never recover. I mean, how the fuck are you supposed to live if they're paying you minimum wage and taking over half your money?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
It is fucking slavery. And the worst.
The brutal truth. A man no longer offers access to provisions and protection after a divorce. A woman no longer offers access to loyalty, appreciation, and respect after a divorce. During separation, up until divorce, and long after, a woman completely shuts off access. She has expired her duty and contributions to the union. A man cannot shut off access. His duty remains consistent. He does not get to expire his contributions. During separation and divorce proceedings, a woman will strip you of your assets and children, have another man occupying your side of the bed, and time with your children while you're paying the rent and utilities, including the apartment you have to stay in during the process. More often than not, attorneys will persuade men to stand down when battling for joint custody due to the unfair court system. And more often than not, you'll be paying for her attorney fees, and if you had a lengthy marriage, you'll be paying alimony. So when it's all said and done, you'll be funding her lifestyle with someone else, and your children will be weaponized against you. So let's stop questioning men who'd rather exercise their options or promote premarital agreements.
Lost everything. Sorry to say, lady judge, he gave everything to my wife. Things just, we had a kid. He's now 24. I don't see him. I see him once a year. I don't want to be out here. 65 years old, retired. City's tough. There's no job, especially for older people. $50 to get a haircut.
You look good.
Thank you. I'm hanging in there. I'm still strong.
We have seen countless stories online, particularly on various social media platforms, of men sharing how their marriages turned their lives upside down. Over the last few decades, we've seen a societal shift where laws are, arguably, increasingly favoring women, especially in the Western world. This shift, some argue, has indirectly incentivized the dissolution of marriages.
Prenups are regularly thrown out all the time. They're typically non-enforceable, especially the longer the marriage goes on, the less likely they are to be enforced. So, you hear a lot of these stories, prenups just get thrown out. I think it happened to Dr. Dre. He had a prenup with his wife. He got took to the fucking cleaners by his wife. So, to me, it doesn't make sense. The United States and a lot of Western countries are going to have to rewrite the marriage laws to incentivize men to get married, because men are waking up to the fact that men get absolutely destroyed in marriage and in divorce. Financially, when it comes to the kids, women are more likely to get custody. And then also, if you do get a divorce, you're gonna the financial cost of just getting the attorney, getting all that involved. If it's a contested divorce, you're gonna spend mid 5 figures, 6 figures on attorneys, and you got to pay for her attorney too if it's not a 50-50 relationship. So, 50% of marriages end in divorce. I think you said 80% of divorces are initiated by women.
90% if she's college
educated. Yeah, 90% if she's college educated. 90% of child support payments go from men to women. 97% of alimony payments go from men to women. So it's just marriage. If you're a betting man, it's not a good bet for men. And we've done away with, you have no fault divorce. So a woman can cheat on you. She can get spit roasted and infidelity and she can still get half her shit if she cheated on you, which would be a perfectly justified reason for wanting to divorce someone. Imagine that, cheating, you caught your wife cheating, and then now you have to pay her alimony for the next 20 years. Like, that's absurd.
Yeah, man, don't get married.
There's actually this case.
Should marry an American whore and see how that works for you for an 80% divorce rate. And I swear it's a liberal think tank study. I think it's higher. I think it's higher than 80%. Does Destiny try to take it down to 60? You guys say 70?
It's like 50% divorce rate, 80% initiated by women.
Yeah. Bro, if you're marrying an American woman, I'm literally going to fuck your wife. She's a whore. How are you marrying a whore? I'm a tradcon because I'm marrying a whore?
Statistics show that women initiate the majority of divorces. And when it comes to the aftermath of a divorce, it's often men who bear the brunt.
You lost everything twice. In 2005, you had $1,700 left. This was after Kings of Comedy. Yeah. You got $1,700 after you made, what, like $30 million on that tour?
Dog, we made more than that.
And you got $1,700 to your name. What the hell happened to the money?
It's called a divorce.
Briffelt's law always stands true. Get this through your fucking heads, okay? Women are hardwired to get their needs met through a man. Provisioning, security, protection, all these things through you. When you no longer can effectively produce these things or provide these things, or if the woman finds a man that can provide it to a better extent than you, there's an extremely high likelihood that they will leave you. And today's society, where women have propped up sexual market value because of the internet, social media, etc., what women think about themselves is higher than you a lot of the times, even though in reality, it is not as high as they think it is. But why? Because we have an entire ecosystem, an entire economy that tells women that they're special no matter how they behave, how they look, how fat they get, how crass, how annoying they are. They're always told that they're special. So guys, imagine being indoctrinated since the time you're a little girl, being told that you're a princess, you can do everything a man can do, you're equal to a man, and you don't need men. Well, guess what? You're going to grow up throughout society thinking you're the shit and you can replace a guy because you're special and you deserve everything. But women don't realize that their sexual market value is fucking perishable. And it's not until they go on the streets for an extended period of time that they realize, maybe I was stupid and made the wrong decision here and left a guy that was really fucking good. But the reason why women initiate divorce, breakups, etc., on an overwhelming level is because they think the grass is always greener on the other side, regardless of what they're...
One can't ignore the role that feminism has played in shaping this narrative. While feminism has, and continues to play a crucial role in achieving gender equality, it's worth examining how it has influenced the dynamics of marriage and the family unit.
No sense of marriage is not a contract, really, in terms of the law. Once the law is involved, that's when everything went tits up, I think.
Yeah, so the problem is that there's zero advantage to marriage in the Western world for a man. There is zero statistical advantage. If you use your mind, if you use your head instead of your heart, and you look at the advantages to getting married, there are absolutely not really none. Because this new idea of new age feminism just basically destroys all men in the idea, or in the event of her leaving. And it's very common that women leave, right? Let's stop the man versus woman attack, et cetera, et cetera. Life's difficult for everybody. We all have different challenges, different things to go through. But if a woman marries a man and it goes wrong, she has emotional heartbreak, fine. But if a man marries a woman and it goes wrong, he has emotional heartbreak. Plus, everything he has ever worked for is ripped out from underneath him. And he has to give that chick money forever.
In some places, you don't even have to be married.
Exactly.
That's why the men don't want to live with the women either.
That's right. So when you make these rules and these laws, right, under the guise of feminism and equality, all this garbage, all you're doing is scaring men away from commitment. And then you have to add in the other hidden element. And the other hidden element is what I said earlier, is whose fault a lot of this is promiscuous women.
Because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage
Why is that all
8
down to the
years.
women, though?
I didn't say that it was all down. And that's the thing, like, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Ava, I've got to say, it's a little bit listening to Andrew Tate, where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be a lot of people, especially older generation women perhaps, who think, you know what, she's got a point.
Well, I mean, I believe in age.
But why is this important? Why should we care? Because the family unit is the building block of our society. When families suffer, society suffers.
Having a father in your life, a good dad, has an intrinsic value to it. It's not just should we involve dad or not. Having a good dad and two parents has a value, automatically. There's so many reasons I couldn't even live.
So, what's the solution? Should men avoid marriage altogether? No, that's not the message we're driving at. Instead, we propose an understanding, a recalibration of expectations.
The woman that you should ever consider marrying is the woman who desires to be a wife. It's not the woman who says, I will be a wife, or I will demonstrate wife qualities when. So there is a stipulation as to how she will behave or what value she will bring. She has a stipulation, okay? I've met women that, and they're not that prominent, but I have met women who, upon first meeting, said, I desire to be a wife. And they say it with a big smile on their face too, extremely feminine. I desire to be a wife. I want to be a mother. You know, I want to raise a family.
Every man should get a prenup if you're going to get married. You probably got more money than your girl because women aren't going to marry a guy with less money than her. A prenup is an agreement that you and your spouse sign that protects your assets. 50% of marriages fail. It's not like planning for it to fail or thinking it's going to fail. I have life insurance, but I don't plan on dying, but I'm ready for anything. 80% of divorces are initiated by the woman. She's incentivized to leave your ass because she'll make more money. You're not gonna leave. You don't wanna give up half your shit. Anyone can get a prenup. It makes a lot of sense. It's like, all right, it didn't work out. Let's each leave with the shit we came with.
Men and women need to find common ground. We must cultivate a society where both parties enter a marriage where everyone understands their roles and responsibilities. It's about building a life together, not at the expense of the other. We need to change the narrative, to educate our young men and women about the realities and responsibilities of marriage, not just the rosy dream sold by pop culture.
What makes being married worth it?
Wild sex. Sorry, it's kind of a flip answer, but I couldn't resist. What makes it worthwhile? So I noticed in my clinical practice that couples who stayed together had to spend about 90 minutes a week in intimate contact with one another, and also just talking for 90 minutes about their lives, about the domestic economy, about the kids, about the practicalities of life. And at the same time, they wove a rope that was their joint story. And that's something to have in your life, you know, to have someone who you're moving forward with, that you can communicate with honestly, who you can rely on in times of trouble, and to call you out on your stupidity. Thank God for that.
We need more conversations, more education, and more understanding. We hope that this video starts a dialogue, a healthy conversation around this crucial topic. And remember, a good society is built upon strong, happy, and healthy family units. It's up to each one of us to contribute to that society. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay tuned, stay enlightened.